about this event, and maybe it's popping up and you are seeing it right now for a reason. So if you have the space and the time right now to come with me on a journey, I really invite you to do that. This is something that can be a little bit scary to think about, facing your shadow, allowing your negative feelings, embracing them, surrendering to them. But what I've found in my personal experience and with my clients time and time again, it is so important for us to allow these feelings and not to push them down and not to resist them. And I noticed with my one-on-one clients, as well as in my own personal life, this was coming up consistently. And when things like this come up consistently, then I get that clear message that it's time to offer this on a bigger level to more people. And so I'm really in the practice of following my calling, following my intuition. So I've been divinely guided to support you on this level of surrendering to your shadow, to those negative emotions, anger, fear, sadness. And it's such perfect timing because I'm really having a little bit of a hard time today. I'm about to enter into my inner winter. If anybody knows what that is, it's when us women bleed during our menstrual cycle, and just having a lot of different emotions coming up, being back in Los Angeles after 5 months of being gone, and then also really just missing my partner. Okay, awesome. I'm seeing you guys. I'm seeing your comments. So yeah, really missing my partner. It's the longest we've ever been apart. I think it's like 10 days or something that I haven't seen him, but he will be here next Thursday. But he's on here and supporting me. So I'm super grateful for that. But just feeling some of those heavier emotions today. And, you know, they're mixed in with gratitude because we're dynamic beings, right? We're so often feeling a lot of different things at the same time. Hi, Erica. Yay. I'm so glad you found me. Sorry for any confusion. But yeah, so I've been feeling kind of these up and down emotions throughout the day as I've been mentally preparing to come on here and share with you guys and guide you through this ritual. And so I think it's just such perfect timing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with sharing my screen because I prepared some slides for you guys. So yes, I'm going to be following along with you and doing this process for myself and embracing my own feelings. Right, we can close that. Okay. All right, so here we are. And I am really potently inviting you to embrace your shadow with me. And we're going to do this together. And I explain to my clients all the time, when I work with people, I'm working with you on a 3D level, on a conversation level, with words, right? With back and forth. And as well as that, I am working on things on a deep energetic level. So I'm setting the intention today for the energy to flow wherever it'll be the greatest contribution for me, for you, and for the planet. So if we can come together with that intention, we can pull our energy in together. Everybody that's here on this call, it's going to just expand that intention. As we bring our energy together, it fuels our energy and it will fuel our intention. So I'm so grateful to all of you for showing up. Thank you for being here. All right, so here we go. So just to introduce myself quickly, I think most of you know me, but I am Carrie, the alignment coach. I have been a registered nurse for over 15 years now. I'm also a certified holistic health coach, certified bulletproof coach, and really have been delving more into the energetic side of things through the Energetic Self Mastery program, and I'm a certified coach with them as well. I also do rapid resolution therapy with my one-on-one clients, and I'm a music lover, and I love to DJ and play music for people. So that is me. And one of the first things that I really wanted to talk about, because this has been coming up a lot in my conversations and in my own life as well, is this concept of toxic positivity versus alignment. And this was part of the inspiration for doing the ritual today, because I'm seeing a lot of toxic positivity going on in the spiritual community and the conscious community, and it's really not healthy. And so it's really important for me to teach about this and to support people around knowing the difference between toxic positivity and alignment. When we first learn about the law of attraction, it can be kind of scary to start noticing, you're not feeling great all the time. You're not feeling expanded and full of joy and full of happiness all the time. And you can actually almost put like a pressure on yourself to feel this way, because you want to, by law of attraction, pull in more positive things, more joyful things into your life. And I absolutely know and trust that the law of attraction is true and right. But when it is appropriate for us to experience sadness, grief, anger because of something that's gone on in our life outside of our control, the quickest way to get back to feeling good is actually to embrace, surrender, and experience those heavier emotions. So I don't even like the concept of positive and negative. So you'll hear me saying contrast or heavier emotions or darker emotions, just because, the human language is kind of limiting, but using the polarizing terms of positivity and negativity is not appropriate, because things are so dynamic, right? There's not a duality. There's a lot of different shades of gray in between. And so the best example that I have to explain toxic positivity, and just like one from that we all experience in our life, is you could have the thought that you created the traffic jam and go into that blame. And the reason that you created the traffic jam is because you woke up grumpy, you're worried about being late for your meeting, and now here you are. You failed at being unrealistically happy, and now here is your punishment. So I see people getting into this kind of cycle of like blaming themselves for their reality, because we hear over and over again, you are responsible for your reality. Well, you are, but there are always going to be things that occur outside of your own control, like a pandemic or death of a loved one or a car accident that you're in. Different things like this can come up. And when they're out of our control, all that we can do is control how we react to that circumstance. All right. So when we look at alignment over here, you didn't create the traffic jam, but you get to respond to it how you choose, and how you respond to it directly affects your experience. So the very same situation could be determined by different people in different ways. So one person could be stuck in a car accident, in a traffic jam, and they could be really going into frustration, anger, boredom, irritation. They could be doing road rage, being really angry, pulling their hair out. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that is something, sometimes it can actually be a very healthy expression of anger or frustration in it, because I sometimes like to yell in my car. So that's one option. And as you can see, that option is directly going to affect your experience. You also could choose to listen to a podcast or an audiobook that you like, and to see this time stuck in traffic as your me time, as your time alone. And then that's going to create an experience. You could choose that time to make some important business phone calls and see it as time to be productive. You could see it as bonus time. So you get to respond to that circumstance in a way that creates a result that you truly desire. So that angry and road rage, it doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing. If it's making you feel shitty, then cut it out. It's not in service to you. But if it's actually feeling therapeutic to do that, then see it as that, be conscious of it, and then choose it in that way. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is what really led me to rapid resolution therapy was having deep conversations about trauma with my dear friend, Michelle, and realizing, studying it, going deeper into it, and watching the documentary by Gabor Mate was super helpful in my study of trauma. But what I was realizing with my clients that were coming to me for alignment, and I was supporting them in aligning their energy with creating their dream lives, right? What a cool job to have, that I get to do that with people. But what I was realizing was if there was underlying trauma that hadn't been addressed, hadn't been resolved, it was like trying to build a mansion, trying to build your dream home on a foundation of shit. So that's why I wrote this here. When you resist and push down your emotions, it's like trying to build a mansion on a pile of shit. So you have to clear out the shit, clear out the trauma, and process it, deal with it, release it, and then you're going to be able to really align in what you truly desire. So what I find is a lot of coaches out there, a lot of even therapists and different modalities, they either help you with the trauma or they help you with the creation part of things. What I like to do is really combine both of these. That's why I work deeply with my clients, and we have a dedicated call that's a longer call every month where we really go in deep and clear out trauma, get to the bottom of it. Sometimes my clients come to me knowing what the trauma is, and sometimes they're just coming to me with a manifestation, with an actualization, with something going on in their current reality that's not working for them. And then we're able to work backwards to uncover what the trauma is and then to clear it out. Once we've cleared that out, we do 2 follow-up sessions where we really focus on aligning in what it is that you do want and the moving forward and the creation process. So what I've found is when I combine these things, that's when in my own life and in my client's life, things really start to shift and get created in a much more magical way. All right. So this is a quote from Gabor Mate. I really highly recommend you guys look into his work and watch his free documentary on Netflix. So resisting heavy emotions doesn't work. When you shut down emotion, you're also affecting your immune system, your nervous system. So the repression of emotion, which is a survival strategy, then becomes a source of physiological illness. So they're showing that stress and this pushing down of your emotions actually causes all kinds of diseases, and most diseases they can trace back to this. So it really, really is important work to allow yourself to process, release, and express your emotions. Okay, folks, now we're going to be moving into the ritual side of things. So I would love for you to take out your journal, just checking all the notes here, the comments here. Take out your journal, take out your pen, paper, and now it's going to be time for you to actually delve into what your feelings have been, what your emotions have been. As we write it out, it helps it to get out of our head and onto the piece of paper. So I'm going to be setting a little timer, and for 5 minutes, it's going to feel like a long time, but I want you to just go into whatever that negative emotion is, that heavy, sorry, I used the word negative. I try not to do that. So see, I'm learning and I catch myself all the time. I'm going to be doing this as well. So just whatever those frustrations are, whatever that sadness is, just write it all out. And at the end, we're going to choose one word or emotion that is really kind of encapsulating everything that's been going on. And then I'm going to have you just type that one word in the chat. So let me get my timer ready. Okay, it's all right. And so we're going to begin that now. Okay, we have one more minute. Okay, so starting to wrap up the journaling. You can always come back to it later if you need to. So when you're ready, I'm going to do it too, because I have this open. If you can write down one emotion that really encapsulates everything, mine is fear. So when you guys are ready, just put that into the chat. And if it's too much for you to share publicly, that's okay. You can just write it down in your journal. Awesome, Kim. Thank you. I see that. All right. Yeah, frustration. That's been a big one for me that came up in my journaling as well. And so we can put our journals aside and hopefully you are in a private space where you can go ahead and close your eyes now. And rest your body. And just know that there's nothing that you need to do, that I'm going to be guiding you and I'm going to be shifting things energetically for you. I've never done this in this capacity. I've always done it with a one-on-one client. So I'm actually really grateful for this experience to be able to be of service in a bigger way to a group of people. So thank you, everybody that's here, for going on this journey and doing this ritual with me. And we're going to start by taking a grounding breath in through the nose and letting it out with a sigh. And I want to start by just reminding you that you are safe in this moment and allowing any walls or barriers that you might have subconsciously put up, energetically put up, just allowing them to melt away, allowing them to dissolve and fall down. And as you open yourself up, you're opening yourself up to expansion and you're opening yourself up to receiving. And you're going to allow yourself to be vulnerable. And I acknowledge that really feeling and allowing these heavier emotions can feel scary. And I want you to just acknowledge the fear if it's there for you, and to move forward anyway. And to know that you are in a safe space, that you're not in any bodily harm. There's nothing that's going to hurt you. And these are simply sensations in your body. That's what emotions essentially are. And so even though it might feel scary, and even though it might feel uncomfortable, I just invite you to go there anyway. Because as we move through fear, as we move through discomfort, we are rewarded on the other side. And that's exactly what this process is about, is allowing us to feel our shadow so that we can release it and step into the light. Let's take another breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now I invite you to scan your body and then stop when you come to a place of tightness, a place of heaviness, a place of contraction, a dense feeling perhaps. It's usually felt in the core of the body from the throat down to the lower belly. Sometimes people can feel it in different places, but usually it's going to be somewhere in this region. And once you've found this energy collection, I want you to focus on this part of your body. And if you can physically lean into it, like if I'm sitting, I'll actually lean into it because I almost always feel it in my chest. You're going to lean in with your body. And this sensation that you're feeling right now is that emotion that you've been resisting. You don't have to name it or label it, but you can if you want, and if it's helpful. And it's going to be connected into what you were just journaling about, and maybe even deeper to the subconscious. It might be connected to things that have been going on in your recent life, or it may be from a very long time ago, and maybe even ancestral. You don't have to understand with the conscious mind, because we're going to move through this on an energetic level. And so I want you to really invite in this emotion, invite in this sensation in your body, this heaviness, this contraction. Invite it in, allow it to be there, surrender to it, and actually lean into it. Allow it to become stronger. And really allow that vibration, allow that sensation to be there. Surrender to it. Invite it in. This is what you have been resisting. This is what you've been pushing down. And now you're shining a light on it. And if you can answer out loud, that's going to be very potent. And if not, you can just answer in your mind. But if this energy collection, this sensation in your body, this vibration could be depicted by a colored light, what color would it be? And if it were a shape, what shape would it be? Describe it. Get to know it. Put your focus on it. Is it moving? Is it still? Is it shifting? Does it feel different than it did at first? Often with this much focus and attention and leaning in, it can actually start to shift and expand already. Allow it to intensify. And also allow it to dissipate if that's what's naturally occurring. There's no wrong or right way to do this. And you're being courageous, you're being vulnerable, you're being brave. And as you start to notice, this this emotion that you've been resisting, this sensation in your body that you've been resisting, when you give it space and time and you allow it, it's not as scary as you thought it might be. So already you're starting to notice a lightness. It's starting to lighten up. Whatever is left there, put your hand over your body where it is. And if you can repeat out loud or in your mind, we're going to say, thank you. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move out of this comfort zone. I'm ready for my up level. I'm ready for my expansion. And I know you've been trying to keep me safe. But now it's time for you to release me and for me to release you. Let's take a breath here. Now, whatever's left there in this part of your body, whatever intensity is left, if it were to make a sound, what sound would it make? And now, if you're somewhere that you can make that sound, I want you to take a breath in and release that sound. Make that sound yourself. If not, you're just going to imagine that you're doing that sound. And I'm going to do it for myself. Wow. Oh, that feels so releasing. Just allowing any other sound that needs to come out. If you need to shake your body. Oh. I learned about the sound release from John Emerald. He does deep energetic work that's really connected to sound, and I can just feel almost like a lightheadedness and an expansion as the collective, as we did that together. Now just allowing yourself to be in this new expanded state. Feeling this new vibration. I feel it over my entire body. It's diffused from my chest. And I experience it over my whole body. I'm bringing some gentleness, some allowance, some peace. And you've created a space now. A space in your body. Yeah. Thank you for your comments, darlings. Yeah. It's a true release. Now I'd like for you to go back into closing the eyes. And I want you to tune into this spaciousness that you've created for yourself. This openness, this clarity. And I want you to choose an energy that you want to prioritize in your life, something that you want to experience more of in your life. It might be a steady joy, excitement, love, romance, groundedness, peace. You choose what it is that you want to experience. Self-love, freedom. Choose that energy now. It's incredibly powerful after a release to align your energy in an emotion, an experience, an energy that you want to feel more, experience more in our life. We want to create things, we want to actualize things, we want to possess things, we want to achieve things because of the way that we think it's going to make us feel. And by feeling that feeling now, we are energetically collapsing time and drawing that experience to us, and other experiences that we couldn't even logically come up with our conscious mind. We're going to actualize that as entire reality. And you can actually start to notice all the places, all the ways that you feel this emotion already. We don't actually have to have that material object. We don't have to achieve that thing in order to feel good now, or that flavor, that nuance of good, of feeling good. We get to feel good right now in this moment together. Put a smile on your face. Put your body in a position that has you feeling that feeling now. Experience it for yourself. Notice all the circumstances, all the reasons that you get to feel this way now. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe it's a sense of fulfillment. Maybe it's happiness. That one just encompasses so much. Maybe you're feeling all of these right now. And know that you can do this as a practice. You can tune into that emotion and align in that energy whenever you choose. And when you actually move through that negative, heavy contrast emotion, then this alignment can be true, can be pure, can be potent, can be strong, can be foundational and grounding. Let's take a breath here. Expanding our energy out. You are an infinite being having an infinite experience, and that includes human. That includes having a human experience. Now bringing your attention back to your heart, back to your lower belly, back to your physical body, becoming present in the moment. And with a smile on your face, blink open your eyes. Allow your body to take a nice stretch. Ooh, boy, howdy. Wow. Please share in the comments, my loves. Some of you started to already. I just want to acknowledge you for staying with me through that. For anybody that's still here, thank you. That was really epic. I loved doing that. Thank you for this opportunity. Wow. All right, loves. So right now we're coming to the end of this ritual, to the end of this experience. And you're feeling expanded, and maybe you're wondering what's next. So I did say that I was going to let you guys know how you can continue on with receiving my support. And I go much deeper than this with my one-on-one clients. I do, like I said before, a monthly trauma release session and 2 alignment sessions. And what's really, really important is integration, embodiment, and consistency. These things are really, really key. Coming to an event like this, of course, it's going to shift something on a deep energetic level. And the work that I do, it has a shift now, and then that shift expands over time. So instead of weakening over time, it's actually going to get stronger over time. So coming and having this experience is beautiful and can be very transformative. But having support through a one-on-one coach with the integration, the embodiment, and the consistency is really going to be what gets you to that next level. And so that's exactly why I'm offering a free trauma release session to anyone interested in one-on-one coaching with me, to actually delve deeper into a specific traumatic event and actually be able to dissolve that from the root so that it's no longer coming into your current existence. We develop our programming in the first 7 years of our life, when we do not have a developed brain, when we blame ourselves for everything that goes on in our reality, and we make everything mean something about us. So a traumatic event is not necessarily, one of those big major ones that we think of. It can be something a lot smaller. And that locked in programming from our childhood can play out in our rest of our lives until we consciously do something about it and release that trauma. So through my training with rapid resolution therapy and my 8 years of coaching experience, I support my clients deeply and energetically in doing this. So there's a calendar link in the description, and I'm also going to put it in the comments. In the next 7 days, I will be accepting people that are interested in coaching one-on-one with me to do one of these sessions for free. These are a $200 value, and I really am excited to share this with you guys. You guys have gotten a taste of it today, and if you would like to delve deeper, if it's feeling in alignment for you, you will know. Trust your intuition. If you're ready to go deeper, to start releasing your trauma and then aligning in that energy that you want to experience, and also be accountable for taking those steps forward and consistently and consciously aligning your energy with what it is that you want to create, sign up for one of these sessions. I'd absolutely love to have you. Thank you so much. Please take sweet care of yourself. Feel free to post in the group or reach out to me in my DMs if there's anything that you need support with after. Aftercare is really important after we do something like this. If you guys can take a bath, do some self-care, some massage, do a meditation, be very gentle with yourself as you go about the rest of your day, and just enjoy this yummy expanded experience that we have created together. I absolutely have so much love in my heart for all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating, and sending out love to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.